MTG Scoundrels, it's in the cardboard. Ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Modern Weekly. Today on the docket, we have Domain Appraiser Combo versus Frogtide. Starting off with the pregame action of Leyline of the Guild Pact and a land passing. It looks like Frogtide is on 6 here. Darkslick Shores into Preordain. Scrying 2. One top, one bottom. Drawing a card. Passing the turn. Domain Appraiser fetching on end step. Probably finding a lush portico here. Nope. Instead, finding the red-white surveil land. Elegant Parlor. But surveilling nonetheless. Leaving it on top. Drawing for the turn. There's an Odawara. Has the land for turn. And in the upkeep, going to ice down that Darkslick Shores and draw a card. There's another Darkslick Shores. Untapping, drawing. Windswept Heath. And passing. Polluted Delta and pass. Riveting Magic. Windswept Heath here, getting cracked. Finding a Triome. Drawing for turn. Now, Appraiser Combo, that is an interesting line to have. It looks like we're going to be playing this Glasspool Mimic as a land here, coming in tapped and passing. Instead, there's a Consider for the Frogtide player. But I guess, yeah, to really make it playable, adding the domain package to it makes a lot of sense. Also on end step, fetching. Bring us to 18 to 19. Finding the Undercity Sewers. Surveilling, putting a Fatal Push in the bin. Drawing for turn. Well, there is the namesake, Psychic Frog. And of course, playing Polluted Delta and passing. There's a Flooded Strand for turn. 5 mana. There's 3. Alright, there's a Cursed Mirror. making a copy of Psychic Frog. Getting in. They'll block each other. And, and passing the turn. Who says magic isn't entertaining? Looks like we are still on the end step. Nope, deciding not to use the mana or to crack. I'll draw a card here. Psychic Frog getting in. Just taking one, going to 17 and 19. We'll see a draw trigger. Psychic Frog, of course, becoming the bane of Legacy. As we see the Domain Appraiser player fetch here on the end step. So much so that a lot of decks are just a lot of people that play Legacy, are just deciding to hang it up for a little bit because Psychic Frog is just too good. Granted, they also did that with Grief there near the end. Turns out Modern Horizons cards, they might be good. Here we have an untap. I do see a Scion in that hand there, but with 4 open mana, it's a tough decision. Cursed Mirror getting tapped here to cast another Cursed Mirror. Copying Psychic Frog. The hilarity ensues. Getting in. Unfortunately, that will get Fatal pushed. Fun possibly being ruined here. I believe the fetch happening in response to the cast, just for the order's sake. Finding a swamp. That'll get Cursed Mirror into the bin. And there's a Scion of Draco. Trying to order threats. That'll get counterspelled here. Psychic Frog getting a counter after discarding a Psychic Frog to its ability. Attacking for 2, getting in, bringing us to 14 to 18, drawing a card. Polluted Delta as the land for turn. And passing. Three mana for another Cursed Mirror. Hilarity at an all-time high. Copying the Psychic Frog. Follow-up play. Phantasmal Image. Copying the Psychic Frog version of Cursed Mirror. Alright. believe this is going to get Sink into Stupid to kill the Phantasmal Image. Cursed Mirror getting in. Bringing us to 17 to 14. Excuse me, 14 to 17. Drawing a card. Playing a Boseiju as the land for turn. And there's another Scion of Draco. That will get subtletied. Putting the Scion back on top. And talk about a flood. Domain Appraiser seeing every land. Psychic Frog getting in. Bringing us to 12 to 16. Drawing another card. I don't know if you could have a happier Frogtide player in your life. So many cards drawn. There's a Scion. That's going to get Archmages charmed. Tapping for more. There's another Leyline of the Guild Pact. This is just pure entertainment, folks. End step, Orcish Bowmasters, dealing 1, making an Orc army. Bringing us to 11 to 16. Discarding the rest of, well, no, not the rest of the hand, but discarding a land to the Psychic Frog here. Attacking in for 5. Bring us to 6 to 16. And there's the big one, Murktide Regent. Probably need exactly Leyline Binding to get out of this. If that was Leyline Binding, it would have been snapped off. Okay. Phantasmal Image. Boo, Fatal Push. I'm not one to boo a Magic play here on commentary, but gosh, gotta let the fun happen. That's going to be game 1 going to Frogtide here. Thank you all so much for watching us at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Of course, now we are officially sponsored by Warden Games. Warden Games, a great place to storm out. Definitely check the description below for their TCG Player storefront, as well as a link to their main website where you can find event information. Definitely our favorite place. We happen to we happen to record our matches at Warden Games, and they are just a wonderful partner. So thank you to Warden. Now, if you're looking for either of these deck lists, check the description below. You'll both find the Frogtide list as well as the Domain Appraiser list, if you're interested. And if you're interested in getting tokens, check out our friends over at Arcane Artistry, who happens to be playing in this matchup on the Domain Appraiser list. Make wonderful food, clue, and treasure tokens in the stained glass style. And you can see the art here on this playmat. Definitely go to their Etsy store and send them a message that you want a playmat. if you would like to see these available to people in the future. I don't really see the Frogtide list doing much in terms of sideboarding here. You're already doing what you need to do against this list. Just make sure you have some counter spells to deal with problems. Can't let Appraiser resolve. That is the name of the game here. Geological Appraiser specifically. And the Domain Appraiser list, just bringing in stuff that will deal with Frogtide well. A little bit more removal, more than likely. Specifically some removal that can't be hit off of the fixed cascade of the Appraiser Combo. Looks like the Appraiser player taking out that Gemstone Caverns being on the play. Don't want those awkward hands where you have one land on the play and you end up with a Gemstone Caverns and not being able to cast anything because you didn't also have Leyline of the Guild Pact. So why not remove a mulligan decision from your head? All right, both players looking at their sevens here. And thank you again so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. The support has been fantastic. And we continue to grow as a channel every day. We're getting closer and closer to the first milestone of 500 subs. Domain Appraiser here, going to 6. Now in the description below, definitely let us know what decks you would like to see on the channel moving forward. We definitely listen and try to get those lists up, especially some of the more popular ones, but we like to put up some of these oddball ones as well. Sometimes you need a bit of brevity in these deck list choices on these videos. Because not everybody can sit here and watch Boros Energy every single week. And while we do have a lot of Frogtide on the channel, we try to have some variation as well. Oof, Domain Appraiser looking like it's going to 5 here. While the Frogtide player's on 7. That's exactly where Frogtide wants to be. But yeah, if you're looking to support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Helps us out, and we appreciate from hearing from all of you guys. All in all, Magic is a community. It's about the gathering. And we love showing paper Magic to you guys. All right. Keeping the 5. Putting 2 back. Starting with a Windswept Heath and passing. Gosh, going to 5 on the play. Not anything anybody wants to be in, but a good 5 is better than better than a really bad 7 or a bad 6. Watery Grave coming in untapped, bringing us to 20 to 18. And there's a Preordain. Scrying 2. Putting both to the bottom. Drawing a card. Passing the turn. Windswept Heath going to get cracked here. Would not be surprised if this is a Surveil land or a Trio. There's the Trio. Now if you could untap and play a Scion on turn 2, that's one of the best plays in the format. Untapping. Drawing for turn. There's a Flooded Strand. That should be able to find the missing pieces here for the domain to be unlocked. There it is. That's going to bring us to 16 to 18. Upkeep. Going to ice down that land. Draw a card. Polluted Delta and passing. There's the Scion of Draco. Has full domain. Frogtide going to 17 here. Finding the Undercity Sewers. There's the Surveil, putting a land into the bin. Untapping and drawing. Darkslick Shores. And passing. There's the third land for the domain player. Scion getting in. Bring us to 16 to 13. Apologize for missing the 1 point off the fetch there. That's been made up for. Sink into Stupor. Choosing to take the damage before casting it. Putting the Scion back to hand. I guess just ultimately that means not taking the damage next turn. There's a Polluted Delta. Here's a fetch on end step. Bring us to 15 to 13. Finding the elegant parlor here to surveil. Oh, that looks like a geological appraiser that was drawn. But we're going to see the Scion of Draco redeployed here. Polluted Delta getting cracked. Looks like this is going to be in response to the Draco being cast. There's a subtlety. So that means the Scion of Draco is either going to go top or bottom. Appraiser player deciding to put the Scion to the bottom and run out a Leyline Binding targeting the subtlety. And that'll be Forced of Negation, exiling the Spell Pierce there to cast it for free. Passing the turn, deciding to, well, it looked like there was a Glasspool Mimic in hand, deciding not to play that as a land for turn. There's a Murktide. The most powerful Delve creature created, arguably. Subtlety getting in. Bring us to 12 all. Two mana available for the Frogtide player. Probably representing Counterspell. There is a Leyline Binding. It's going to hit the Murktide. Will not be countered. And passing the turn. There's a Preordain. There's a Preordain again. One top, one bottom here. Tap Dark Slick Shores. Subtlety getting in. Bring us to 9-12. And passing. Well, that's an untimely draw of Leyline Binding. Or not Leyline Binding, excuse me. Leyline of the Void. We'll see a pass here. Subtlety getting in for 3. Two-turn clock. Now playing the Glasspool Mimic as a land and passing. Subtlety getting in for 3 again. Frogtide sniffing the win here. 5 mana up. There's the geological appraiser. Namesake of the deck. Doubt that resolves. Yep, there's a counterspell. Wow, alright. Commandeer. But that's going to get spell pierced. And that'll do it. Game, set, match going to Frogtide. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. And we will see you all next week.